actually don't connect. The lines that they're drawing paint a picture, but it's not a picture that would support their case.
All right, paint by numbers is what that sounds like. Congressman Mark Meadows, appreciate you coming in, sir.
Thank you,
Congressman.
Meanwhile, let's get straight to this Fox News alert. 3 Americans killed while fighting the devastating wildfires in southeastern Australia. The air tanker they were flying in crashing today in New South Wales.
Devastating, mate. It's devastating. Yeah, I mean, those people got families and whatever, and they're just out here trying to help everybody out. Yeah, tragedy like that. Yeah, not good.
Former Fox and Friends Weekend co-host Anna Koyman is live from the New South Wales Emergency Operations Center with some details on this devastating story. Anna?
Hi, Anna. Just devastating news is breaking news to report to you, Ed and Sandra. 3 American firefighters who risked their lives. They traveled halfway across the globe here to come to Australia and fight these unprecedented wildfires. They will not be returning home to their families. We're told the American crew on board an American plane went down in a fiery crash this afternoon. The Hercules C-130 was carrying a load of fire retardant and crashed over an active fire ground. No word on a cause. The premier of the state has ordered flags to fly at half-mast today. As the fire commissioner tells us, crews have been able to locate the wreckage and crash site, but no bodies.
Today is a stark and horrible reminder of the dangerous conditions that our volunteers, our emergency services personnel across a number of agencies undertake on a daily basis.
The crew on board were well known. Our hearts are with all those that are suffering what is the loss of 3 a remarkable, well-respected crew.
Well, the air tanker that crashed is an American Coulson. It's a 4-propeller Hercules that had the capability of dropping 4,000 gallons of fire retardant in a single pass. The company based in Oregon has released this statement that reads in part, Coulson Aviation will be sending a team to the site to assist in emergency operations. Our thoughts and prayers are with the families of the 3 crew members on board. Meanwhile, the main airport in Australia's capital city of Canberra was closed today for a time because of conditions. Residents nearby in dangerous areas were asked to shelter in place, and others were asked to leave immediately. And Sandra and we are still awaiting to get the names of those fallen firefighters as the families are being notified. We're told by the NIFC there in the United States that more than 200 firefighters from the U.S. Forest Service and the Department of Interior have been deployed here to Australia. The death toll, as you mentioned, is now 31. 8 of those firefighters, 5 Australian and now 3 American. So sad to report this
3
news.
heroes trying to help. What a story, Anna Koyman. Thank you.
Thanks, Anna. A new threat now coming from North Korea. Pyongyang now warning they may resume their nuclear missile testing, blaming what they're calling brutal and inhumane U.S. sanctions. Rich Edson live from the State Department with what we are learning now. Hey, Rich.
Hey, good morning, Sandra and Ed. And North Korea's promise to halt ballistic missile and nuclear tests, well, that's off. And the response from the State Department and the Trump administration is that they will maintain the strategy, that they will put pressure on economic sanctions and try for diplomacy. It was late last year, Kim Jong-un's regime warned the United States that it had until the new year, so a little more than 3 weeks ago, to change its strategy, offer concessions and lift sanctions. The U.S. refused, and now North Korea is threatening to test nuclear weapons and long-range ballistic missiles for the first time in more than 2 years. A senior State Department official says, quote, slow, patient, steady diplomacy. Our position are clear. We'll coordinate with allies and partners in the region to continue to make sure that pressure is steady. President Trump has met 3 times with the North Korean dictator, starting with a summit in Singapore in June 2018. That's where North Korea pledged to halt nuclear and long-range ballistic missile testing. Beyond that, negotiations between the 2 countries has produced no tangible progress, with long periods of North Korean officials refusing to even engage with the U.S. Democrats say the warm exchanges and meetings between President Trump and Kim Jong-un are nothing more than made-for-TV moments, poorly executed efforts that they say have left North Korea more dangerous than it was in 2018. Critics point to this administration's slow, patient diplomacy and claim that it's a new version of President Obama's strategic patience that Trump administration officials have long criticized. Though early in the Trump administration, when officials got here to the State Department, they started that historic pressure campaign, significant pressure campaign against North Korea. Administration officials say that will remain until North Korea denuclearizes. Ed, Sandra, back to
Rich
you.
Hudson at the State Department. Rich, thank you. The White House taking new action, meanwhile, to crack down on so-called birth tourism. Details on what the administration is now planning.
And Tulsi Gabbard suing Hillary Clinton to the tune of $50 million. Does she have a case? The A-team on that coming up.
This is a clear attempt to try to intimidate and silence those like me who are speaking out, who are being critical of the policies that she has had.
1917 has been nominated for 10 Academy Awards, including Best Director, Best Original Screenplay,
There's only one way this will end.
and Best Picture of the Year.
Lost man standing.
1917, rated R.
Attention veterans with VA loans. VA mortgage rates have just dropped to near 50-year lows. Veterans can refinance their VA loans with no income verification, no appraisal, and no out-of-pocket costs. New Day has extended our call center hours so